Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Movie Patrol. I am Trex, and we're going to go ahead and kick this off right off the bat because we have a lot of stuff to cover. First things first, there's a Smurfs 2 movie. Did you know there's a Smurfs 2 movie? I didn't know there's a Smurfs 2 movie. Who the hell cares about a Smurfs 2 movie? Do we really need to bring up the original? Come on! I don't care if Neil Patrick Harris was in it, and MPH is awesome, and legend, Gary. He couldn't save that movie, and it was a family film, and I'll give it the family film genre aspect, but CGI Smurfs was not the way to go. You were trying to make it live action, I just didn't feel it. The Papa Smurf's voice, I'm sorry to say, whoever voiced it, you tried, but it just wasn't working. Alright, okay, we understand that we want to do the old voice, we want to have an old guy's voice, but this is Papa Smurf, alright? No, it just didn't work out. For someone who watched the cartoon for years, and even today, the voice didn't work out for me. But there's going to be a part 2. Guess who else is going to be in part 2? Since this is a sequel, some of the original cast, mainly the Smurfs, will be reprising their role. We haven't heard anything official yet, but we do know one thing. Christina Ricci is going to be in Smurfs 2. Yeah, the chick who played from Addams Family, the one that was in Casper, and she was also in the recently, I'm sorry to say, canceled television series on ABC, Pan Am. It wasn't that bad of a show. I liked it a little bit. But she's going to be playing a character named Vexy, who is, as described here, an evil version of Smurfette. Why are we making up Smurfs? Why is there an evil version of Smurfette? Is this one the whore that we all wanted? Is it? Because I'm telling you, someone has to point out that Smurfette is the only female in Smurf Village, with a whole bunch of guys. And there's one named Vanity Smurf. We all know he swings the other way, but it just doesn't matter. Smurfette's the only woman, and Papa Smurf apparently has grandkids. He had the little grandkids. So we have Vexy, played by Christina Ricci, is going to be the evil version of Smurfette, so maybe this is the one that's going to be able to put out. You never know. Let's hope so, folks. Alright, next up in movie news, we have a writer for Transformers 4. Now, before I go into that, Shia LaBeouf is definitely out. Alright? Shia, you did a fantastic job for Transformers 3. I'm not knocking you. I miss you on Even Stevens. Holes was a movie that I did not see, nor did I want to. But Shia LaBeouf, I do like you as a actor until you say that Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford was too old, and for that you do not deserve any more indie films. I'm sorry, you spoke the wrong words. The wrong words. Harrison Ford is never too old to play Indiana Jones. Never too old. But he is definitely out for Transformers 4. And who is the writer for Transformers 4? Well, I'll tell you. His name is Aaron Kruger. If you don't know that name, and you probably don't because you don't pay attention to the credits like I do, he is the co-writer for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which was part 2. And he took sole credit for Transformers Dark of the Moon, which I still hate that title, but I digress. Oh, dear God. Transformers 4 is supposed to be a reboot. So, in normal senses of a reboot, we get new actors, new production teams, technically new everything. Maybe the producers might stay. They may stay the same. But you get new directors and everything. Michael Bay is directing this again when he already said that he would be out after the third one. But no, he's coming back for part 4. 2! There. 2. Stupid camera. 2, we have the writer from the past 2 coming to do this. He didn't do that well of a job. Now, the story behind this one is supposed to put the Transformers more in the forefront than the humans. So we're actually going to have the perspective of the Transformers instead of the humans, like it was supposed to be. But you know what? I'm holding my breath. Yeah, my friends can tell you. I like Transformers 1, 2, and 3. I liked them. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Because I was excited to see my favorite thing on the big screen. And at the end of the movie, I liked it. I said good things about it. I mentioned the bad stuff. I mentioned it. But it was okay. I agreed with it. I liked all three of them. But I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a reboot. A reboot can't function as a reboot when you have the same director and you have the same writer. You might as well just call it a fourquel, a quadrille, huh? A quadquill? Quadquill? That's what we're gonna call it, huh? A part 4. All right, this isn't gonna be a reboot if you have the same freaking production team. Don't get me started on Ninja Turtles. I'm trying to get past that right now. Now, something right about now, I think CinemaCon, the big movie thing, it's a big movie convention in Las Vegas that goes on every year around this time. I believe it's still going on through this weekend, and Warner Brothers, I have to mention that Warner Brothers did I was told, did a fantastic job showing off many things. Many things. They showed off new footage from Men in Black 3, showed off they showed off images from Dark Knight Rises, and other companies brought in new images from Amazing Spider-Man, and I think there's some Expendable stuff as well. I think the posters are now circulating around the web, which look fantastic. So Expendables 2, woo 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 woo. So now, an open panel discussion entitled "An Industry Think Tank: Meeting the Expectations of Today's Savvy Moviegoer." This was a panel at CinemaCon that the only thing I can really describe is the title that I'm reading from MovieLine.com. It's, "Are we actually going to let industry heads advocate texting in theaters?" I worked in a movie theater for 11 years. I'm going to shove that in your faces until you all understand that. When I started, texting was becoming the big thing. Now surfing the internet on your phone is now the big thing. I'm not that old, shut up. When you work in a movie theater, and even as a moviegoer, you don't want to just sit there and all of a sudden someone's playing on their phone. You see the brightness of their screen. It's like, oh my God, who the hell cares about Sally? Why is Sally in reverence while I'm trying to watch a movie? No, texting, being on your phone is just a horrible thing to do when you're out in public, especially in a movie theater where it's dark and you're trying to escape reality. When you pick up your phone and answer a text, you're coming back into that reality, and you don't want to go back into reality, because Sally can kiss my ass right about now, alright? I don't know who Sally is, but if you're a Sally out there, I do apologize, but you don't text in a movie theater, Sally. You don't. Now, they're trying to think about, this right here is a quote from Regal Entertainment CEO Amy Miles. "I did not work for Regal. I like my movie theater." And anyways, this is the Regal Entertainment CEO Amy Miles says that her chain is currently discourages cell phone use. But if we had a movie that appealed to a younger demographic, we could test some of these concepts. I'm ending the quotes there. For example, she says that the chain talked about being more flexible about cell phone use at some screens has showed 21 Jump Street. "You're trying to figure out if there's something you can offer in the theater that I would not find appealing, but my 18-year-old son might." Who the cares about your 18-year-old son? Alright? It's bad enough that people talk during movies. I'm one of them. I'll admit it. I am one of them, and that's the black side of me coming out when I'm watching a movie. Ha ha! Oh, that bitch better not go into that haunted house! Damn! That's the black side coming out of me, and I do apologize. I do. But it's bad enough we can't get kids to stop talking in movie theaters. Now we're going to advocate people texting in movie theaters? No. No. When I was working in my movie theater, and not the one that I'm currently talking about, but my past one, when my general manager came up to me and told me that cell phone use is prohibited in the movie theater, no texting, no calling, it is my understanding that a person gets a warning, then they get a second warning, and you get third times, third strikes a charm, you're out. Sadly, I am a little bit mean because I like movies so much and I like to enjoy myself. I used to watch movies by myself, screening them, and it was bliss. I could just make all the noise I wanted and get out of my system and go see it with friends, and I wouldn't talk. That's how I got out of my system, and it works out. But if you're trying to do this now, advocate texting. I'm sorry, even if I'm a moviegoer, I will tell that person to their face, turn the cell phone off, or I'm going to shove it down your throat, and you can choke to death while you're watching this movie. Alright? For any person who tries to come watch a movie and you see me in the auditorium and you think I'm joking, if you're in the auditorium with me and you put your cell phone on, if you open up your cell phone to check a message or anything, if it's during previews, I'll let it slide. But once those lights dim all the way dark, oh, it is game over. Your ass is grass, and that phone will be mine until the end of the movie. And if an usher has the nerve to come out and tell me, sir, you can't really take their cell phone, like, here, I'll give it to you then. You need to do something about it because I'm trying to enjoy my movie. And this person right here in front of me can kiss my ass. I'm sorry there's so much cursing, but it has to be done. This is what I love to do. And as a when I worked in the movie theater, yeah, it was a pain in the ass when someone comes out and they're mad because someone's on their phone. You need to fix this. Fine. We go in there. Sadly, they're not on their phone, and we can't catch them in the act. So we stand there for 10 to 15 minutes watching the movie while actually trying to watch the customers and see if anyone pulls on their phone. And if they're opening up their phone, sorry, you need to turn your cell phone off. Turn it off, or it's going to get taken away, or you're just going to leave the building. Alright, you're going to leave the building. I'm sorry, theater chains need to be downright abusive, if they have to these people, if they're going to pull out their phones. Because I even tested my employees. If I was watching a movie on my day off, I'll pull out my phone right in front of them as they walk past me. If they didn't catch me, if they didn't tell me to, I'll ask them why. I'll have my friends do it, just as a test. Just to test my employees. But, no, cell phone usage is horrible. And then here's IMAX Greg Foster seemed to like the idea of relaxing the absolute ban of phone use in theaters. His 17-year-old son constantly has his phone with him, he says. We want them to pay $12 to $14 to come into an auditorium and watch a movie, but they've become accustomed to control their own existence. Banning cell phones may make them feel a little handcuffed. Fuck yeah, they're going to be handcuffed. You're not understanding. You're not understanding. You're in a public place. If you're having dinner, my girlfriend yells at me when I have my phone out. My parents yell at me when I have my phone out. In a movie theater, dark environment, the only thing lit is going to be the big movie screen. And all of a sudden, you have this shining light just in your eye. Just over here, you can't see Leo drown himself in that cold-ass water. Why? Because some jackass has his phone out, texting away. Again, phone, your mouth shoved into, don't have it out. I'm reading this from Movie Line, and even the author is saying, which I have to say, handcuff those kids. Teach them some self-control, for goodness sake. And what does that mean when an IMAX guy is totally okay with his kid being on the phone in a movie? In an IMAX theater, there's literally no room in your field of vision to look at anything else. But interrupting your experience to look down and text is cool? You know what? I don't like the movie prices either, folks. I really don't. I pay $10 a person to go into a movie theater, and then you have to pay for concessions, which is just, by the way, concessions is how the employees make their money. That's how companies run their payroll, is through concessions. They don't get squat for box office. So yeah, yell at box office prices, but concession items, sorry, that's inflation, that's the recession, that's economy, that's it, folks. You can't get mad about that anymore, I'm sorry. But then you have to pay for concessions. Yeah, you're emptying out, you're shelling out $50 if that, and it hurts. It does. It's an expensive date, and we're just going to dinner will be the cheapest thing you can really do. But having your phones out, texting away, no. No. You think that going on demand is a bad idea in movie theaters? think about this. You kids at home can watch movies within 60 days. Within 60 days of a movie releasing, movie will leave the theater or even still play at the theater, and all of a sudden they're going to be on Netflix. They're going to be on Time Warner on demand. They're going to be on Comcast on demand. They're going to be on demand on the TVs, and even on the internet after 60 days of it being in a movie theater. You think that your attendance is going to hurt then? Allow texting. Allow texting. That's cool. You're going to get your teeny boppers. You're going to get your little hipsters out there watching the movies. All right? They're going to be running around trying to sneak into R-rated movies. Oh, no. A 16-year-old can't go see an R-rated movie, but that little bastard can text Sally. I'm bringing you up again. Is going to bring Sally back and just start texting away? Think about it. You're going to be losing customers. You're going to be losing customers because they don't want to be in that shit. They don't want to they're bad enough. They're trying to get their kids to stop texting at the dinner table. Oh, God forbid. Oh, it's family movie time. Family. What are you doing, kids? Get off your phone. We're in a movie theater. Oh, no. They can do this now. They can do this now, Mom. It's now allowed. Well, why are we even here? And you're going to make your mother cry, and then your dad's going to get mad. Why'd you make your mother cry? And then you're going to have to say, oh, no, I was just sitting here texting. Like, that's why your mother's crying. And, oh, God, it's just a whole big thing. It does not need to happen at a movie theater. So, movie theaters do not, and you probably don't even watch this, but do not have texting allowed in your movie theaters. Because you are going to lose customers. You're going to lose them. And at a movie theater, we can have 2 upset guests, and we'll go, you know what? It's fine. 2 upset guests. We try to give them the best customer service as we can. But that's okay. 2 customers, I'm okay with that. We're going to have 50 more come in to replace them. With texting, that's a different story. That's an entirely different story. Because it's going to be customer service when a customer comes out and says that there's a kid texting in the movie theater, and what are you going to say? Oh, it's allowed. That customer is going to come out, get their refund, leave, never come back. And where the mouth is, because what are you going to say? Customer service wise, like, oh, I had a horrible time in the movie theater. They did this, and this, and this. We expect that. But if someone telling their friends that you shouldn't go to that movie theater because they allow texting in a movie theater, unless they're 18 or under, you know what? I'll even give my the younger generation the benefit of the doubt. If they're 25 or younger, because 25-year-olds act like 18-year-olds now, if you're 25 or under, you'll probably be okay with it. But I'm 27, and yeah, I'm not in your generation. If I see texting and I do comment, I will have to tell the movie theater manager, then here's the deal. You either tell them to stop texting, or they need to go switch out their tickets, or I will confiscate their phone to the remainder of the movie, and if I get into a fight with them, the police officer is going to have to restrain me, because I will make sure that they will eat that damn cell phone. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go into that little rant, but that had to be said. That's one of the biggest things, one of the biggest pet peeves I have while being in a movie theater is see someone texting and they're seeing texting, because I'm sorry, you're out. I don't even give you a strike one. You are out. But anyways, let's talk about something more relaxing, alright? Let's see about movies coming out, huh? Today's Friday! Come on! Friday! Woo! Friday! I'm not singing that Rebecca Black song. I think it sucks. Friday, what do we have? Well, we have 4 major movies coming out. 4. But I'm also going to talk about a 5th one that's limited release only because it stars Jack Black, Matthew McConaughey, and Shirley MacLaine. It's almost like the trifecta of just a good movie. Well, Matthew McConaughey is good in anything. I can act. I don't care. I don't care. I'm a big Matthew McConaughey fan because he's always relaxed in everything he does. He's just a stoner. But let's first talk about the 5-Year Engagement, starring Jason Segel, Emily Blunt, Chris Pratt, Alison Brie. That's the hot girl from Community. All right, the one who plays Annie. God, she is hot. Yeah. But the 5-year engagement, I'm just going to go through the synopsis a little bit. Beginning where most romantic comedies end, a look at what happens when an engaged couple, Violet and Tom, keeps getting tripped up on a long walk down the aisle and the strain puts on their relationship. The funniest thing I can say from this movie, it is from the trailer, and it's a little girl saying, "Haha, I'm Cadmus," shoots a crossbow into Emily Blunt's knee. I fell out all the time when I watched that. It's just hilarious. This seems like a great comedy, especially for young relationships and even for older relationships, to understand that engagement can last a long time. Even if you propose, that's one thing, but you can just keep going on. And also, a lot of stuff can always get in the way, folks, but sometimes you just gotta, like, you know what, let's just do it, rip the Band-Aid off. But 5-year engagement, I think that's gonna be a really nice comedy. Jason Segel is always a funny man. Chris Pratt, just in case you don't know him, he's on the comedy show on NBC, Parks and Recreation. I think he plays the shoe shine guy, and he's kind of funny as well. Emily Blunt, tell me a bad Emily Blunt movie. Just please put a comment below. Tell me a bad Emily Blunt movie. Exactly. All right, don't include Deborah Wells Prada, please. Just don't include that. All right, she was like a secondary character, or she's a main character. Give me a bad movie. All right, moving on. So we had one for the date night. We had 5-year engagement. Now we're going to take a look at some family comedy. The Pirates, Band of Misfits. I've been waiting for this movie since last year when I first saw the trailer for it and knew it's just going to be funny. This is a child movie, family movie, and it's done in the stop-motion claymation, similar to how Wallace and Gromit is. Now, Wallace and Gromit is really big in the UK, and Pirates and this Pirates movie seems to be the same style, but it does have Hugh Grant, Brendan Gleeson, Martin Freeman, David Tennant, and I can't pronounce the other name, but David Tennant was Doctor Who. Hugh Grant is Hugh Grant. And Brendan Gleeson is just he's an amazing dude. Can't really remember the big movie he was last in. Sorry, Brendan. I am so sorry. But it's accompanied by a ragtag crew and an enthusiastic captain, sails the high seas and dreams of besting his bitter rivals, Black Bellamy and Cutlass Liz. Oh, Selma Hayek and Jeremy Piven. Oh, that's cool. In a quest to win coveted title of Pirate of the Year, the captain's quest takes him and his comrades from the exotic shores of Blood Island to Victorian London's foggy streets. Along the way, they battle an evil queen and join forces with a young scientist. Huh. Well, it seems to be... I think it's just going to be a whole bunch of comedy. A lot of comedy. Next up is something for the action thriller or for the period people. Not for the women, I mean period films. Alright? Not women film. Whatever. This movie is called The Raven. It stars John Cusack, Luke Evans, Alice Eve. Yes. Another movie with Brendan Gleeson. How you like that? He's getting 2 movies on the same day. And Kevin McNally and Oliver Jackson Cohen. This movie is basically about a murderer who follows the path of Edgar Allan Poe, Edgar Allan Poe is played by John Cusack, which is weird enough. But a murderer starts committing murders outlined by Edgar Allan Poe's poems, and the cops go with the partner up with Poe, asking for his help because it's Poe's poems that are the link to the murders. So it's a nice little thriller, nice little mystery involved. It sounds kind of nice. John Cusack really isn't one of my favorite people to listen to or watch, but you know, if he holds up a stereo or maybe an old radio, maybe I'll enjoy it. Next up is Jason Statham's new movie called Safe. A second-rate cage fighter on a mixed martial arts circuit, Luke Wright, lives a numbing life of routine beatings and chump change until the day he blows a rigged fight, wanting to make an example of him. The Russian mafia murders his family and banishes him from his life forever, leaving Luke to wander the streets of New York destitute, haunted by guilt and tormented by the knowledge that he will always be watched, and anyone who develops a relationship with him will also be killed. But when he witnesses a frightened 12-year-old Chinese girl, May, being pursued by the same gangsters who killed his wife, Luke impulsively jumps into action and straight into the heart of a deadly, high-stakes war. May discovers is no ordinary girl, but an orphaned math prodigy forced to work with the Triads as a counselor. He discovers she holds in her memory a priceless numerical code that the Triads, the Russian mob, and a corrupt faction of the NYPD will kill for her. Well, holy crap, Jason! You just got yourself a whole mess of holy shit, I'm gonna beat crap up. What are you wanting from this? A story? You got a little bit of a story here, huh? I mean, you get a little character recognition with him. I mean, he lost it. His wife and his family was killed. He's in New York. He sucks as a cage fighter, and he decides to do something heroic. You gotta kind of go with it, but man, if you like the Crank movies, if you liked Death Race, if you're just like an action junkie, congratulations, this is your movie. I'm gonna watch it because I like Jason Statham, so I'll watch anything he does. I really do. So there you go for the action buffs. So now this is the limited release movie called Bernie, starring Jack Black, Shirley MacLaine, and Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to read a synopsis for you just so you understand what it is. In the tiny rural town of Carthage, Texas, this is also based on a true story. Assistant funeral director Bernie Teed was one of the town's most beloved residents. He taught Sunday school, sang in the church choir, and was always willing to lend a helping hand. Everyone loved and appreciated Bernie, so it came as no surprise when he befriended Marjorie Nugent, an affluent widow who was as well known for her sour attitude as her fortune. Bernie frequently traveled with Marjorie and even managed her banking affairs. Marjorie quickly became fully dependent on Bernie and his generosity, and Bernie struggled to meet her increasing demands. Bernie continued to handle her affairs, and the townspeople went months without seeing Marjorie. The people of Carthage were shocked when it was reported that Marjorie Nugent had been dead for some time and Bernie Teed was being charged with murder. So this is how the story goes. Bernie is a nice guy. Bernie befriends a bitch. And, well, apparently, from what I read in an interview with Jack Black talking about this, she was really mean to Bernie. I don't know about violent, but it was like she was really mean, and so Bernie snapped and killed the bitch. Huh? I mean, and he apparently went months hiding this, and now he got charged. He's actually still sitting in jail, I believe. And Jack Black says he's a really nice guy. He's really shy. It's like you look at him and you don't expect him to be in a prison. So Jack Black playing a true pretty much a true story film. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and find this somewhere so I can watch it, because it's Jack Black and Matthew McConaughey and Shirley MacLaine. Again, a trifecta of hopefully goodness. Matthew McConaughey plays a lawyer that's actually I think is going to charge Bernie. So, and that's it for coming out this week. There are a couple of other limited release movies, but they didn't catch my attention. There's a James Franco movie coming out, if that helps you. But I like Jack Black. So thank you all for watching Movie Patrol, and also thank you all for the best wishes for the passing of my family member. It really means a lot that I have such a great fan base. Thank you, thank you everybody. It really means a lot. But I will see you guys next time I will see you guys on Monday for the weekend result, and I'm going to try and get a review in. I got a wedding to go to this weekend. So take care, guys, and I'll see you guys later.